Hello, Arsenal Stage News. Glad to have you back to your hub of transfer news and live updates from Gunners. Easy transfer saga shocks everyone right now as Real Madrid make Rodrygo decision. The final 2 weeks of the transfer window promise to be eventful for Arsenal, with both incoming and outgoing business still on the agenda. Having already secured 6 new signings this summer, the Gunners could yet complete a 7th addition before deadline day. For now, however, attention is turning toward trimming the squad, with several fringe players attracting interest from across Europe. Fabio Vieira is among those who could depart, with talks ongoing between Arsenal and Stuttgart. West Ham are also credited with an interest in the Portuguese midfielder, who has struggled for regular minutes under Mikel Arteta. Defender Jakub Kiwior is another name linked with a move, with Porto reportedly keen, while Leandro Trossard has drawn enquiries from a number of Premier League sides. Left-back Oleksandr Zinchenko is attracting strong interest from Fenerbahce, though it remains to be seen whether Arsenal sanction his exit. On the incoming front, Lee Kang-in of Paris Saint-Germain has been tentatively linked, alongside Bournemouth forward Antoine Semenyo and Barcelona midfielder Frenkie de Jong. While none of these appear close, Arsenal are keeping options open as they prepare for late opportunities to arise. One such opening could involve Ademola Lookman, with Fabrizio Romano suggesting the Atalanta winger could become available if a current Arsenal forward leaves before the deadline. Eberechi Eze remains a key name on Arsenal's radar. Crystal Palace are bracing themselves for late interest, particularly if they lose defender Marc Guehi, and reports suggest Rennes centre-back Jeremy Jacquet is already being considered as his replacement. Palace would reportedly want £35 million for Jacquet, who spent last season on loan at Clermont. Rodrygo's future at Real Madrid has also drawn attention. Despite Manchester City links, the Spanish giants are said to want to keep the Brazilian. Arsenal, however, are exploring the possibility of taking him on loan, following in the footsteps of previous temporary arrivals from Madrid, such as Dani Ceballos, Julio Baptista, and Martin Odegaard. TBR Football claimed both Arsenal and City made fresh contact with the players' camp last weekend. In terms of goalkeepers, Arsenal continue to seek a solution for Karl Hein. Levante have expressed interest in a loan, but Arsenal would prefer a permanent sale, valuing the Estonia international between £3 million and £5 million, a figure that could prove difficult for the La Liga side to match. With time running out, Arsenal's transfer window looks set for a dramatic conclusion, with significant outgoings possible and the chance of 1 or 2 surprise arrivals still alive. Arsenal reject Real Madrid's sensational swap offer involving William Saliba and Rodrygo. Arsenal have reportedly turned down a stunning proposal from Real Madrid that would have seen William Saliba head to Spain in exchange for Brazilian winger Rodrygo. The offer, revealed by Spanish outlet Marca Via Sport, highlights Los Blancos' growing interest in Saliba as they look to reinforce their backline. The French defender has become one of Mikel Arteta's most indispensable players since cementing his place in the Arsenal starting quintet. Real Madrid were hopeful of prizing him away either on a free transfer in 2027 or for a reduced fee next summer when his current deal enters its final year. Instead, they attempted to fast-track their pursuit by offering Rodrygo in a direct swap. Despite Arsenal's long-standing interest in Rodrygo, the North London club wasted no time in rejecting the approach. Sources close to the club suggest Saliba remains untouchable, with the Gunners viewing him as a central pillar of their long-term project under Arteta. Saliba himself has repeatedly made clear that he is happy in London and has no plans to depart. Speaking last season, he said, "For me, I'm really happy here. I've been here for 2 years and a half as well. I want to continue here. I want to win big things with Arsenal. If you leave this club without winning anything, the fans will forget about you. I want to win big things here." When asked about his contract situation, the French international played down any urgency, explaining that there was still plenty of time left on his current deal. Not yet, because yes, we have some years to go, so there is no rush at the minute. I'm happy here. That's it, he added. Arteta, meanwhile, has distanced himself from speculation. Ahead of Arsenal's Premier League opener against Manchester United, he stressed that his focus is on football rather than transfer dealings. I'll leave that to Andrea and the club. My main focus is just about performing, preparing the games in the best possible way, and winning. The rejection also raises questions about Rodrygo's future in Madrid. The winger has slipped down the pecking order under new head coach Xabi Alonso, sparking rumors of a possible exit despite his contract running until 2028. Manchester City are among the clubs monitoring his situation, though Pep Guardiola is keen to offload players before sanctioning any new arrivals. For now, Arsenal remain intent on strengthening their squad with a winger before the transfer deadline. But when it comes to Saliba, the club's stance is clear. The Frenchman is simply not for sale, no matter the offer on the table. The summer transfer window is building towards a dramatic conclusion, and Arsenal's business in the market is far from over. One of the Gunners' main targets remains Rodrygi, but negotiations are proving tricky. Crystal Palace have set a high asking price for the England international, and Arsenal are reportedly unwilling to meet that figure. The situation has opened the door for North London rivals Tottenham, who are said to be preparing to intensify their pursuit of the 26-year-old attacking midfielder. Meanwhile, another potential target, Ademola Lookman, appears to be off the table. Reports suggest the Atalanta winger has no interest in a move to the Emirates and instead has his sights set on joining Italian giants Inter Milan. Elsewhere in the Premier League, Arsenal's rivals Manchester City are considering an ambitious move for Real Madrid winger Rodrygo. The Brazilian's future at the Bernabeu has been the subject of speculation, and a transfer to the Etihad could have a major impact on the title race. One player Arsenal definitely will not be signing is AC Milan star Rafael Leao. Transfer expert Fabrizio Romano has poured cold water on any rumors linking the Portugal international to the Emirates, insisting the Gunners have never even considered a move. Never been an option. Leao stays at Milan, Romano stated on social media. Off the pitch, some Arsenal fans have voiced frustration over the referee appointments for their Premier League opener against Manchester United. Paul Tierney will take charge of the game, with Simon Hooper and Jared Gillett also involved in officiating duties. The reaction online has been far from positive, with some supporters predicting controversial decisions, including dodgy penalties or random red cards, going against them. Manager Mikel Arteta, however, is keeping his focus on strengthening the squad. The Gunners have already made 6 signings this summer, but the Spaniard admits more movement is possible. Let's see what happens in terms of where the squad is in the next few weeks, but we are actively looking at options, Arteta said. There are a few players that have to leave as well, so we'll be open to see what happens. With the Premier League season set to kick off imminently, Liverpool hosting Bournemouth in the opener, Arsenal are preparing for a challenging run of fixtures. Supporters will be eager to see if any late transfer business can give them the extra edge in their pursuit of silverware this season. Arsenal target Rodrygi outshines Jack Grealish, leaves German critics embarrassed. Rodrygi has turned the tables on his doubters, particularly within the German camp, after a rapid rise in both form and reputation has seen him move ahead of Jack Grealish in England's attacking hierarchy. The Crystal Palace talisman, now heavily linked with Arsenal and Tottenham, has become one of the most in-demand players in the Premier League, proving that the skeptics of just a year ago were wrong. The story stretches back to Euro 2024, when then England boss Gareth Southgate made the bold call to include Eze in his tournament squad ahead of Grealish. At the time, Eze was still a developing figure at Selhurst Park, while Grealish was a Champions League winning winger at Manchester City. Many observers, including sources from inside the Germany setup, saw Grealish as the greater threat. Reports suggested German players and staff described Grealish as someone who provokes fear when running at defenders, while regarding Eze as less dangerous and relatively unknown. That perception has aged poorly. Over the past year, Eze has enjoyed a breakthrough, producing consistent match-winning performances for Palace and cementing himself as a genuine international-level attacker. His technical ability, vision, and fearless dribbling have made him a nightmare for defenders. Exactly the sort of qualities that Germany once insisted only Grealish possessed. Now, at 27, Eze finds himself at the center of a high-stakes transfer battle. The Guardian reports that Tottenham have already opened talks with Palace, but the player is believed to favor a move to their North London rivals Arsenal. His £68 million release clause, valid until Friday, gives suitors a short window to act. Meanwhile, Grealish's career trajectory has gone in the opposite direction. The 29-year-old, who has 39 England caps, has not played for his country in almost a year and has been left out of the last 3 international squads. His standing at club level has also diminished. After falling down Pep Guardiola's pecking order at Manchester City, Grealish has now moved to Everton on loan, hoping to revive his form and confidence. Under new City boss Thomas Tuchel, he has yet to make an appearance. The contrast between the two wingers is stark. A year ago, Germany's players were relieved to face Eze instead of Grealish. Today, it's Eze who is the feared, sought-after star, and Grealish who is searching for a way back into the limelight. If Arsenal secure his signature, Eze's rise from underestimated talent to marquee signing will serve as a powerful reminder of how quickly football's hierarchy can change.